Welcome to Earth 2, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. I'm your host, Vito D.
Mo Crosby.
Welcome to the planet.
Welcome to the planet.
And it's book report time, right?
Again?
Yes. And what book are we reporting on? You see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Number 21, baby.
Flash number 21, which is The Button Part 2.
Part dope.
Yeah, the second part of this Button series is going on. This one is written by Joshua Williamson, and the art is done by Howard Porter. Overall, what do we think about it?
What do we think about this book? I mean, the story. Where do we start? The story's fantastic. It shows a lot in terms of Detective Batman and forensic scientist The Flash, or Barry Allen.
And how hard-headed Bruce is when it comes to just
super hard-headed. Like,
just chill.
Just chill, dude. Just take a break. Okay, you're hurt. Take a break. You took a whooping in Batman number 21. Yeah. You need to be in bed. Homie's like, I've been hit harder.
Yeah.
What? I would have been like, I'm out. Time out. I'm done.
Well, I guess that's why he's Batman and we're not.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
He's fine with that.
They bring back the cosmic treadmill.
Yes.
Which pretty much whenever he brings that out, we know that there's going to be some time travel involved. Last time he used it was at the beginning of Flashpoint. Well, he didn't show it in Flashpoint, but that's how he got.
That's how he got ran back.
Yeah, because Flash always, in the comic books, it's not like in the TV shows. Flash always needed assistance heading back into time or time traveling.
Funny enough, right?
As opposed to Reverse Flash, who can just run and time. Yeah, he'll be able to run through time.
Funny enough, you said in the TV show. In the movie, well, and the only time we've ever really seen him was, didn't he have like some sort of thing, contraption on him, like a machine or a device or armor that helped him blast through time?
Yeah.
So maybe in that version he doesn't do it himself.
We'll have to wait and see.
But
he gets on the cosmic treadmill. Batman comes out. He was like, "No, you know you're not gonna go along with me. You should have known better." Dude. Yeah. So then they go on the cosmic treadmill, and they have to stay on it because they have to stay on their destination. The moment they get off, pretty much they're done time traveling. Yeah. But with the Speed Force, it's like a big hurricane. It's a big storm. So it's a mission trying to hold on, pretty much. And as they're going through the Speed Force, they notice different things, different images, and those images are from Justice League Year 1,
Crisis on Infinite Earth,
and Identity Crisis, which pretty much now means that those stories are now canon in the DC universe, again, in the whole Rebirth universe. Once they started doing that, it kind of, if you've been reading comics for as long as we have, it became pretty much evident that where this was going, and it became too predictable in my eyes at one point. Ooh. Especially when you landed in the Batcave.
Whoa. Okay, let's get to what we don't like. You see how he just...
No, I was just trying to finish the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just ends off in a cliffhanger, which again, if you're not really a deep comic book reader, then you'll be like, oh my god, right? But if you've been reading comics for as much as we have, you're like, oh, okay, I already saw this coming. Yeah. What we did like and what we didn't like, story-wise, we did like it.
Yeah, the story's awesome. Like, there's nothing wrong with the story. It's just... It's a pretty good story for, say, just a regular read.
Yeah.
If it didn't have anything to tie into, if the Button wasn't such a huge deal, this is a great story on its own.
Yeah, the art was great as well. I mean, Howard Porter knows how to make Flash look fast without making it just blurred lines.
Yeah.
Like Robin Thicke, right? So, what we didn't like was...
Again, the story, like I said, the story pretty much. It was a good story for a regular Flash comic. It was a good story for a regular Flash and Batman comic. But for the Button, I personally don't think it was like a very strong story for the Button. It's it's a thing where we're left wondering, because it's two more left. There's two more books left, and we're left wondering, how are you going to write the last two books? Are you going to rush the events in the last two books, or are you going to like end it and then have us wait
for another event, or just not answer anything at all? Because we've been waiting about a year for this storyline to start, And once it started, we had so many questions. And the first issue just zoomed right past, didn't really do anything. Nothing. It just set the tone. And it could have been a story. It could have been that part of the story could have been half a comic book. You could have written more into it.
Yep.
And this book seems a little the same way, where you get a lot of it, but at the end of it, you're like, nothing pretty much happened other than what they could have made this into half the story and then added more into it.
It feels like the first one felt like another setup. Like the Batman thing felt like a setup to this book, and this feels like a setup. But for a 4-part crossover, you don't want to do 2 books out of the 4 books to be setups. You want to go one. I mean, which is why I had no problem with Batman 21 being a setup, but with this one being a setup, I just felt like...
Yeah, you were expecting a big climax at the end because you wanted it to be like, okay, I see where this is going. But now at the end of the second part, we're halfway through and we don't know where it's going.
So...
But besides, it's still a great story.
Yeah,
and we recommend that you get part 1 and part 2.
You have to.
But for what we were promised and what we were supposed to get,
it's a little letdown.
So far it's been a letdown.
So hopefully it picks up in Batman 22, right?
Yeah,
it picks up in Batman 22.
It comes out this Wednesday.
Man, to be serious, it's something I'm still looking forward to. I'm like, I'm still gonna get it because this is probably where the story's gonna ramp up and it's gonna kick into high gear. But again, I hope it's not rushed. But hopefully, in Batman 22, we get a lot more fleshed out details. If they want to end it in Flash 22, they could do that. But hopefully, this is my theory. I said this last week. I'm going to say it again today. I said this on the podcast. I'm going to say it again today. I feel we're going to get 2 events from this. Yeah. Like, this one is going to split off. It's going to end, but it's going to split off into a bigger...
You know what it probably could do, too, is that the last issue will probably show the Watchmen entering the DC universe. And then later on, you'll have a Watchmen comic. Yeah. Because Jeff Johns is currently writing a story for the Watchmen entering the DC universe. Well, so it would make sense
So it makes sense that this ends kind of abruptly for us to get a bigger story later on.
Yeah, kind of like how Trinity War ended right before, and that set up everything for Forever Evil.
Yeah.
A couple of years later.
So
years ago.
There we go.
If you've read the comic book, leave a comment down in the section below.
Let us know what you
think about it. Let us know if you picked it up or if you haven't picked it up at all.
Are you going to?
Or are you just watching our videos, right? So leave a comment in the section down below. Follow our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
Earth2 Comicast.
Number 2.
That's with the number 2.
Yeah.
All one word. So
also listen to our podcast, SoundCloud.com, where we go to full details on this book. We actually talk, and it's because there's spoilers we don't want to give you. We actually talk spoilers on the podcast. Yeah,
well, we'll go more. We usually go more in detail, more into detail when it comes to our podcast. It comes out Thursdays.
Look out for that.
Yeah, SoundCloud, Earth2 Comicast as well. So from Will Crosby and I, it's been our book report on Flash 21, and as always, just go fill your long boxes.
Peace.